Okay, guys. More troubles with the mics. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. We're trying. It's a learning process. We're just trying to get better sound to make our videos better. Unfortunately, there's some learning curves here, so you're just going to have to deal with it as it comes, as we figure it out. We are morons. We have told y'all this. We even have our own club for it. But we're trying. So this one's better than last. At least you won't hear my mic rubbing my beard. I started putting it on my hat, even though I'm sure I'll get made fun of for that also. But we're trying here. We're trying for better sound. We're trying for better videos. So enjoy this one of us testing the OG Murder Nova. And give us a little slack. What's happening, everybody? You guys know where we are. You can probably see it in the background.
Well, yeah, I get it.
Oh, there it is. There's the tower.
Just so you know,
Alabama International Raceway here in Steele, Alabama. We've got, you see in the background there, it's time.
Of course.
F-150's here. We got the OG here on the 28. We're going to do some testing with it.
Let's just make it down the track and see.
We put in a while
get some data.
I tried to make the motor less aggressive.
And
I know.
It's too aggressive.
I know. We're going to see what happens.
It's a lot of torque quick.
So we're about ready. Got to go over a few things on the Nova, make sure it's good to go. But we'll be making passes here within the hour. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button for us. Like the video, give us a comment, share the video, share the channel. Also, you can go to www.themurdernova. Check out the new website. Check out some new merch. Get something in your cart. Help us get this MPK season kicked off right. And stick around for the rest of the video, guys. Okay, OG's ready. Found a broke valve spring on number 8 intake. No big deal. It happens. I mean, these valve springs got 50 passes, 50 plus passes on them, 60
probably
passes.
Time for all of them then.
Probably time to get the heads refreshed. Fired it up, checked transmission level. It's good. Put it on the little baby 2-step. You know, it goes.
I heard it. I went. He's fixing to put it on the 2-step, and it went. And I was like, "Aw."
Yeah, 3,500 is a little different than 5,000.
Yeah.
We're cooling it down a little bit, putting the belly pans back on it, and we'll go make a rip in this deal.
I'm gonna go in here and pull up the tune-up from the last time that we had raced this.
Yeah.
And then we'll know.
Just read it out of the ECU. It's when we tested in Tulsa.
Yeah. And then we'll know because it was hot in Tulsa.
Yeah.
So we're gonna for sure have to put some
fuel.
Put some fuel in this thing. Otherwise we'll burn it up today. So left, it goes brrr. I went, oh man, and then
it was getting it.
It started picking it up and it started going.
Man, I bet.
Who want to sit in that?
I bet you can just think about everything in this car compared to the MPK car.
Man, this steering wheel's crooked a little bit, you know? Like, yeah, no, hey, it's all over the place. Like,
well, I mean, it's slow compared to.
It's slow and it still went a 4.
Yeah.
But it's slow. And
it was straight. It went real straight.
That's what I meant. Slow and uneventful, like just straight. And then at that point you go, man, this is driving pretty straight, man. This
give the wheel a jerk.
This is where it needs to ride, you know. And the steering wheels,
because there ain't no power in it.
So much rear steer in this thing that the steering wheels are like this.
Yeah.
So then when you straighten that steering wheel, now that there's no rear steer, the steering wheel's like this.
Yep.
And it takes me a while to remember that. So when you're leaving the line, you have to pull up and you have to do this. And then your trans brake is down here.
Otherwise, you bring it back and it drives right.
Yes.
Okay, first pass under our belts with the 2-speed 400. And turns out we tried to make it a 1-speed 400.
It was a 1-speed 400 on that pass. So,
It's asking a lot.
yeah, no, it's asking a lot. So I lifted early. I lifted about 420 into the run. I felt something, which turns out what I felt had to have been it bumping off the rev limiter at like 9,500. You know,
I mean, if we got to put a number on it.
Yeah, it was up there a little ways. So I lifted a little bit early. It still ran decent.
Yeah.
For, you know, it was slow early, but that didn't matter that the transmission, it was going to be slow even if it shifted into second.
Yeah.
So we still went in the 4s on that pass, even though it was
Barely.
terrible.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, for a first pass, a lot more stuff could have went bad, you know?
Yeah,
So,
for sure. So, well, Luis is in there doing his thing. He's making the motor happier. It's pretty fat, and we're going to
just
try
big
to
bone.
tune it all out. Yeah, it's big boned. So,
How was the brakes? The new carbon brakes? I noticed you hit the chutes on that blistering fast
that
pass.
was, I mean, we went 166.
No, yeah, it was pretty fast.
I feel like I didn't need the chutes, but I feel like
Why not?
that's part of my process.
Yep, that's where we're testing, and all testing is for the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
So why not make this like we're at an NPK race and just do everything?
Yeah, I didn't want to not hit the chutes because basically my job's not over until the chutes hit in the car.
No.
It's usually the last step of my process in the car. And if you get lazy and don't do it every time,
Yep.
it's not gonna be nature to just do it.
So you're let go of the button, steering wheel, passes over, shoot, neutral, switch. I've watched hundreds of passes from you. That's how I know what to do in the car, and that's just how you do
Well,
it. And
that's
if
just how I do it.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how I learned. So
Yeah.
but that's your process. So you may as well do it every time.
So that's what I try to do. I wasn't real sure on. All of my cars have clean neutrals. Which, with that being said, park is here. Mm-hmm. Neutral is reversed. And then first, second, third, clean neutral. All the way out is clean neutral. Well, this one's not like that. This one is park, reverse, neutral,
Two.
second, first.
Yeah.
So you start off down here in low like a normal car, like you would a normal car.
Yep.
And it clicks second, and then you have to pull the lever to go into neutral. I think I went all the way into reverse, which doesn't really matter. Neutral and reverse are the same thing unless you engage the trans brake.
Yeah.
So it was fine, but I think I did my thing. I reached up, I killed the motor. I hit the chutes, I killed the motor, and then I was playing with the shifter the rest of the pass.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't focused on the brakes at all. At 166 mile an hour, you don't really feel the chutes hit anyways. They don't pop you like they do at
200.
well, I don't know in the MPK car. I haven't been 200, but
I mean, you have.
I have, but with the turbos.
Yeah.
We've been close to 200, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that we've been 200. But it's just a big difference whenever we went. What did we go to the 330? It was so slow.
345.
45. That's 2/10 slower than what we go in the MPK car.
No. It's damn near a full second.
3.
It's damn near, no. We go 250 something in the MPK car.
No, I meant the 355 that we're at the 330 here is real close to what we're at the finish line.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
other car.
Yeah.
Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3/10 or so.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, pretty wild.
but I'm cool with it. Scott
There's
out
your
here
BFF
testing.
Scott.
Out here
With the
testing
turbo
his turbo car.
A raggedy ass turbo car.
Yeah. You see he's got a street race channel sticker on the side of his car?
No,
That's pretty cool.
That's Stroop race cars.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
I thought he had a street race channel sticker.
No.
Hopefully he does well with that turbo car.
I mean, he's got the right guy there with him. That guy's got an LS that stomped an MH7 at Armageddon.
Yeah.
I mean, ran out of his life. Let's call it what it is, man. That turbo LS car.
Yeah, that's the triangle speed guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Yep, no doubt. So we'll get this thing cooled off and go make another one. I'm not real sure.
Okay, so we're slowly chipping away at the OG. Everything has been going pretty good. That pass right there was a personal best. Actually, the last two have been personal best on 28s with the car, and it's got some pretty big mile an hour out there too. So
yeah, no, we're happy with it. We still need to shave some time off the 60 foots. This converter's just very loose.
It's different.
Which is what, yeah, it's different. Which we don't mind loose. We just need to figure out what it wants.
Yep.
Loose is always good on the streets. And basically everything that we've done with this car, we have needed to be on terrible surfaces. Well, obviously we're at Steele, Alabama.
Yeah.
And the only terrible surface is this parking lot.
Yep.
Other than that, this track's always good.
You can't dumb it down.
You can't dumb it down, but it's getting hot right now. The track surfaces are getting hot. The sun's beating down on it. The air was really good this morning. You know, when we was running 3/10 slower than what we are right now.
So just for reference, our first pass this morning, the track temp was 70 degrees. Not last one, it was 98. So almost a 30-degree swing in track temp.
And that's still not terrible.
It's not terrible at all.
But we're putting more and more to it out of the hole. Loose converter means that our launch RPM is way higher than what we thought it would be. At this point, we're flirting with being quite a bit higher than what the NPK car is.
Oh, it's already higher.
I know.
That's pretty crazy.
I know. So you pull up there on a small tire and you know, and it's kind of like, ooh, no, this is too much.
Yeah. So, you know, granted we're at Steele and this track's always good, but as we're going throughout the day here, the air is getting worse and we're still going faster. So that's pretty cool. It's been a good day. Everything's went fairly smooth. Broke valve, you know, we had a broken valve spring as soon as we got here. Like, didn't even fire it up, going through the valve train, found the broke valve spring, fixed it, no big deal. Transmission cooler had some issues, but other than that, man, like, it's been a pretty decent first outing of the year.
Yeah, for sure, especially with you know, the truck and trailer made it.
Yeah,
for one.
Yeah, that's always a bonus.
We had everything tore apart on this thing over the winter, fixing the brakes, and you know, that whole situation.
That was a mess.
Truck rode good here, motor's running great. We haven't really needed anything that we don't have. So
pretty crazy.
We got all these parts for Proline motors sitting right here.
Yeah,
just in case.
Yeah, one box for the MH5, and then those other two.
We brought all this stuff knowing that if something happened and we needed to change a piston, we wasn't going to do it.
We're going to pack her up and take it home.
It's going to go, well, we tried. We're going to pack it up and head home.
Don't we got that stuff in there? Oh, yeah.
But we didn't really want to work that hard.
Yeah.
And luckily, when we're racing the OG, she knows that we don't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
She usually does us right. So, and then unfortunately, Aiden has a game in the morning at noon that I promised Aaron I'd be at.
And she's here to make sure that you are.
She's here to make sure that I fulfill that promise.
Yeah.
And that means I'm going to have to drive all night to make it home.
Yup.
So I'm also not going to stop while we're making progress. These kind of leaps and bounds to go, well, sorry, man, I got to go home. I'm going to keep going. If the track gets sticky and we knock the tire off, if it, you know, gets slimy or something like that, and we're not making progress, then I'll load it up. I'm already good enough with the numbers that we've ran. We've made big moves. Just,
I mean, we're
in the, how many passes have we made today?
Six. Or that, I'm sorry, 5. That was number 5. So we're 9 miles an hour faster than we've ever been on a 28-inch slick, not a radial, but actual, like a little floppy slick. And about
they also have 10 passes on them.
Yes.
Just gonna throw that out there. I don't want those Hoosiers to hear that.
Yeah.
We're also on a Hoosier that everybody says won't work on a sticky track.
Yeah.
But
it don't get no stickier than steel.
We're just maybe we're not, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because we did bring the Mickey Thompsons.
Yeah.
We're not small tire. They're flat right now. Look at them. We're just not small tire guys enough to know this is where you need to put on the Mickey. 9 out of 10 small tire racers around the country wouldn't even have the Hoosier on here at Steele.
No.
They would start with the Mickey. I'm just not sold on that. I don't believe that there's a certain number that you can run with that Hoosier, and then you got to pull it off and put the Mickey on it. And if you ask them why, they all say the same thing. Well, Hoosier shakes.
I mean, it's just wheel speed control, right, Luis?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you control that tire, you can do whatever you want with it.
Pretty much. Like small tires are weird because like they behave similar to radios.
Yeah.
Right. So like
it's easier than a big floppy tire.
Let me rephrase. They don't behave like radios. You want them to behave like radios, and if you don't wrap your head around it, you can run them spinning. You can run a radio spinning, but you can run a 28 spinning, but a spin ain't winning.
Right.
So just like a big floppy tire, there's a line that you can spin a little, but if you go above, it goes down just slow.
Yeah.
Right. So if you sometimes we anxious about getting quick, and we add a lot of power, and that's where we get in trouble.
That's what I do. Then you smoke the tires and you go shit.
Yep.
Then you gotta back it down.
Let's be fair. Everyone that races this at some point. But the earlier you kind of understand, you kind of control yourself on that. That's what, like, through the old day, you guys, we need to go up and quicker. Like,
it's so funny because I was just fixing to say that. I remember the first time Luis ever helped me with the OG.
Yeah.
Literally this car with the shitty frame under it.
Yeah.
But we're at Duck's race. And he's over there going, man, hey, baby steps. And all he ever talked about was using the dots. You know, and I'm like, man, we ain't got time for them baby steps.
Yeah.
Literally, we're out here one weekend a year, and we got to go fast now. And he's like, nope, baby steps. Baby steps. Hey, and we ended up going fast.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but that's funny because now that's all it is dots.
Yep. Oh, dot rockets.
But back then, we didn't believe in it. We were hard-headed too, huh, Luis?
yeah, it happens, but we all are.
It happens, but.
So.
Yeah. So we're cooling it off here, about to go up, making a sixth run,
and then a seventh,
and maybe even an eighth,
and then we're probably done after that.
Yeah. So
unless everything goes good, I can't imagine making more than 12 passes on those. But we're also, let's just be honest, without telling times, we are not going 1-0 to the 60 foot.
No.
If we were, I would imagine that the passes that we have on this tire, the sidewalls would already be spanked.
Yes.
If we let go of the button and the car doesn't go straight, then we know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Then we've beat the sidewalls out of these. But running, you know, we're gonna be flirting with 1-0s.
Yeah.
We're gonna be flirting with 1-0s. So
we're getting there.
We're getting there for sure. Still not where we want to be, but we're getting there. The mile an hour. It's there.
It's there.
We're ready. So.
And it's still got the baby blower on it. Still got the 121.
Still got the 121.
We brought the 136 with us just in case we didn't have enough power. Yeah, 140. Sorry, same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, the 140 F3 is the same.
Sorry, don't get things confused. This is a F3 140. We're not saying that the F4 136 that was big controversial at MPK is the same blower as the 140-1 what we run, because they are not.
Yeah.
We've said that many a times. This one right here is probably, the F3 140 is probably really close to the F4 136.
Yep. Allegedly.
F4 136 may even be a little bit more than this one. But this is not the F4 140-1.
It's not the big boy.
It is not.
So that's an old NHRA blower.
Though.
Yeah. That's an old NHRA blower, basically. So, still the baby blower. It seems like it's fine. We're still not tapped out, so we'll probably keep it on there.
We could probably spin it harder too if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's only got a 140 gear set in it, so. But everything's going good. Car's good. Everything looks good in the data, and we're gonna cool it off some more and go faster here in just a few minutes. All right. So, still Alabama for once was good to us in testing. We always test there, and it's an amazing track, and that's why we test there. We realize we never do good in steel, right?
I know.
We always have some sort of issue. But man,
no issues, man.
the Nova was damn near flawless during testing. I mean, come out of the gate, win a 4 off the button, which, that's what that car should do.
Yes.
But still, there's always that, we could have smoked the tires. We could have won a 5.
Well, and also, it on the first pass, it went a 490 flat.
Yep.
I lifted at a 420 into the run. I felt something on the big end. Come to find out, even though Luis and everybody was laughing, going, no, you just lifted and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You lift over here, And I'm like, hey, I'm telling you, I felt something. No, there's nothing. Well, come to find out, it never shifted out of first.
Yeah.
We were tickling that 9,500 rev limiter.
Yep.
And that's what I felt. I knew you shouldn't have felt anything up top like that. And normally, I feel something in something else. I'm all right. I don't like to drive through feeling stuff. If I feel something in the MPK car or in the OG,
yep.
I lift.
Yep. No, when you get out of the car and you tell me you felt something, I know it's time to go start looking for stuff. So.
Yeah, because something happened. And then we saw it, and he was just like, no, nothing happened. You just lifted. And I was like, no.
No, look here, pimping.
And then he starts looking at the transmission stuff, and that's whenever I thought, here we go, man, all kinds of problems. He's like, this is all messed up, and this is messed up. And then
transmission pressure was 20. And
we had one of the sensors that was calibrated wrong.
Yeah.
So we recalibrated that, which, just by.
Yeah.
And then the pressure seemed good.
They were exactly what the paper said they should be.
I'm not real sure if anybody remembers, but this was the first pass that we made with the 2-speed in it. It's still a 2-speed 400.
Yep.
But it's just 2 speeds now instead of 3.
That's a power glide.
It is not a power glide, just let people know. You could call it a turbo glide.
Yep.
I don't know what happened. Everybody used to call them turbo glides. Now
they
you don't
did.
hear that word
no, it's just
anymore. It's almost
two
like
speed 400.
It's almost like something had happened and somebody went, ooh, brother, ooh.
Brother, ooh.
No, you don't call them that. Like something had happened because everybody was calling it. Hey, I got me a turbo glide, and look, man, there's a
GameCube, yeah.
There's a turbo 400 and there's a power glide.
Yeah. Look, man, I said I had a turbo glide.
I said I had a turbo glide. Yeah. So something had happened at some point. They don't call them turbo glides anymore. It ain't no shit power glide.
Yeah.
It's a turbo 400. It's just a 2-speed.
Yep.
So this was the first outing with it. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know that we couldn't have went faster with the 3-speed still in the car.
Well, now we got to put ratio in it.
I know.
So
we got to change everything now.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of leverage in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have to go fast, but to go where we're at, to go any faster, I think that we need to. We also still, you got to remember, we got the baby 121 blower on the car still. And did we say what mile an hour we went? We went 181, guys. 181 on a small tire in the 8th.
And when we say small tire, we're talking about a slick. We're not talking about a 275 radial. We're talking a slick.
No, hey,
there's a big difference.
If we had a 275 radial on that car, we'd go 370s.
Yes. I mean, facts.
Yeah. Also, still Alabama is good, guys. And we ain't taking none of that away. There was a couple of MPK racers there testing. Drake Taylor was testing there. We were testing on the same track that he was testing on. So it wasn't, they didn't spray it.
It wasn't sprayed. They drug it a couple times.
Now the other lane, the radial lane, they were spraying it, and there was a radial car there testing also. Yep. We stayed off the radial lane. But we also did what everybody told us not to do, and we ran the Hoosier. Not to mention, we ran the Hoosier for 20 passes.
Man, I probably could have let you in on my experiment a little earlier.
Okay. No, I'm okay with it.
I couldn't.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, though, if I would have known that they had 13 passes on it when we got there.
Yeah.
So I did the quick math in my head.
Yeah.
They had 13 passes on it when we got there. I wouldn't have been okay with it.
Yeah.
I'd have said, man, we got to change tires.
Yeah. But now we know, at least we know the 4 stuff is.
I'm telling you right now, man, we ain't changing them tires until at least 15 passes.
I couldn't do that. I will, but that's dumb, man. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, with as fast as what we were going, people who don't go that fast tell us, oh, you can't run these things past 8 passes.
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Yeah. I mean, 12, 15 would probably be the max, I think, is probably, you know what I mean? But
yeah. So anyways, we went faster every pass with the car until the last pass, and we went the same. Yes. Went faster to the 60 foot.
We went faster
we lost a little out the back because we pushed through the converter.
Dude, you can hear it in the video. It's crazy.
Pushed through the converter?
So, you know, we went faster to the 60 foot, faster to the 330, and then it shifted, and you can literally hear it not pick up like you could in the videos before. It's pretty crazy.
Well, it was flawless.
I mean, it really was.
I let go of the button, and I felt like I was like this in the car.
If I'd had my phone, I'd have texted you to see how everything was going.
I know. I'd have been like, man, not bad.
It's not bad in here, man.
It's not bad. The car did move around one pass. Ugh. Still went faster.
But
it started moving around, and I was like, uh-oh, man, we just lost our tires.
Yep.
Those tires are done. Yep. So I get out, and I 100% believe we just lost the sidewall on these tires. We have beat the carcasses out of these at the 11 passes that I thought that were on them.
Yep.
Come to find out, we did not. It was fine because we made another one and then went faster to the 60 foot the next pass. But we got some oil on the tires, and one of the valve covers bolts, Billy just didn't know.
It wasn't anything that didn't get done. They just didn't know.
Yeah. One of the bolts is iffy on it, and you have to screw it back in. Otherwise, it doesn't get tight, and it lost a lot of oil, and it went underneath the back tire. As I was waiting on you guys, I was picking up the parachutes, and I always walk around the car one good time just to make sure everything's good. The first thing I do when I get out of the car, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I look behind to make sure I'm not trailing anything.
Oh.
Just to make sure.
Because there's been so many times that we have.
Yes. Yeah. Because I don't want to be the guy who goes, what you talking about? I mean, and then look back and go, ooh, you know?
I mean, sometimes I see you get out of the car and you look around and then you go take a leak.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did that this weekend.
Yeah.
But yes, the one of the first things I do is look back just to make sure that I don't have a trail behind me of anything.
Yeah.
And then I walk around the car. And when I walked around the car, I could see oil just dripping all off the firewall. So,
well, it was scary to me from the starting line because I seen the smoke like on the right side, and I was like, man, this car don't ever smoke at all. I was like, what just happened? Then we get down there, and I seen where it was, and then it got all clicked.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but after that, we made one more, picked up another number to the 60 foot, and I believe that it would have went even faster. It would have been.
It already went. Well, I don't want to give away too much. It was fast. It would have went faster on that pass.
Yeah, and there was just no sense in going anymore, considering to try to go any faster. We gave this thing everything that it had from 3 seconds on with that little blower. Mm-hmm. 181 mile an hour in the 8th with that 131 or 121 blower. It's good. I'm happy with it.
That's real good.
Yeah. So, if we want to go any faster, which I believe that we can, and Luis knows that we can, we probably just need to put a 136 on the car.
So what I'm wondering, which that's probably a big thing that needs to happen. I'm wondering how much faster we can go with the same blower and just making the change to the stator and the gear and getting some more done up front.
I bet we can. And come to find out, we really thought that we could turn that blower a little bit harder. And then we had talked to our people over at ProLine.
Yeah.
ProCharger. And Raven had said, nah.
I do not recommend that, sir. I was like,
probably don't spin that any faster than what you already are.
Yeah. He said maybe a little bit, but probably don't.
Yeah. What do you say? We're spinning at 72,000 and you can spin at 74?
Yeah, I think so.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Something like we had 2,000 more that we could spin it, and 2,000 more in the grand scheme of things is a drop in the bucket when you're already spinning at 72,000.
Yep. I mean, that little blower's been good to us as it is.
I don't know how
no
many
reason.
passes are on that thing,
Dude, I could figure it out, but it would take me a while. I'd have to go back and count.
And that's part of the reason that I want to run the 121, because they're bulletproof, and we have a spare. We've never opened it up. The box is still sealed.
Yeah, it's up there. It's the box
we
up
didn't
there
even take
above
it
the
with
quick
us.
performance. No,
We didn't even take it with us to test.
We took a blower with an unknown amount of passes on it to test and didn't even bring a spare. That's how good it is.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I even asked Raven on the way home, because the big blower, it's in every pass deal. It gets checked. Well, this 121, like, I don't really know anything about it except that it just works, right?
Yeah, does.
It's like a Positrack and a Chrysler.
Yep.
And so I asked him, I was like, hey man, what do I need to be doing with this thing? He was like, it's
Nothing.
bulletproof, man.
Yeah, nothing.
So I was like, cool.
Yep. And not to mention, at this point, if we do hurt that blower, I'm gonna look at the motor and go, why'd you do that to that blower?
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna think that it's the blower's fault. I'm gonna think that we had. It's probably time for baseball.
Yep.
I'm gonna think that we had a problem in the engine and it rattled. Like, if we hurt that blower, I'm checking something on the motor.
Oh no, the pan needs to come off. It probably needs bearings.
Yep.
Probably just go ahead and put a rack in it.
So yeah, like, testing was good. The car's always good to us. It's even though it is a full blown chassis car and full blown race car, it's minimal maintenance.
Man, it truly is. Like,
I mean, yeah, you pull the valve covers after every pass, but we're just checking.
That's
just, we're
honestly,
trying to catch something beforehand.
Yeah, you go over the valve train early in the morning before we make any passes, just for the reason of, like, what we found before this test session. There was a broke valve spring, so change a valve spring. That
could have broke that fucking the last
putting
time,
it in the trailer.
Last time we fired it up, and putting it in the trailer.
Yeah, so check that stuff out. And then other than that, man, it's literally just part of my routine that I pull the valve covers off and just look for stuff. So it is, man, it's minimal maintenance. Like that whole deal right there that's fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. There's a couple of races that are coming up that we really want to do with the car. I saw somebody say, why are you testing that thing now? All the races are over. Really?
No, dude, small tires.
It's March.
Yeah, they're
what
just
do you mean
getting
they're already
started,
over?
Man.
And not to mention, they're over. Well, I guess we shouldn't have tested it.
Yeah.
This car has not been tested since we put it on a small tire. This is literally the first time we went to a track session and tested this car to see what it would really do.
Yes.
And now we know. Now we got numbers. Now we got data. We started all over on the tune-up wise. We're in a good spot with this car.
Yes.
To where when we have time, which there's 2 races coming up that we'd like to take this thing to, man, I really want to take it to Yellow Belly.
Oh, I do too. Just because, man, the OG at Yellow Belly,
I know.
That'll be fun.
So I want to take it there, and now the car's ready. It's literally sitting on the trailer, ready to go.
Yep.
I would like to take it to try to go faster with it, but that's not a need be.
That's
What
if we have
we
time.
ran with it this last weekend, we should be good.
Yeah,
I think if we're at a good track that will take that kind of numbers.
But also, we have numbers that will go on a not so good track, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like those first few passes are really good low prep or no prep stuff.
Yep.
So it'll be fun to get that car out. Honestly, all we need to do before we go racing, and I can do that at the track, is change the fluids, because we made 7 passes. But yeah, it was a good day of testing.
Yeah, 7 passes in 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
Because what we had to do, guys, was I promised my son that I would be at his baseball game, even though he goes, no, it's all right. It's not a big deal. You don't have to be there. He doesn't care if I'm there or not.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm away enough and I miss enough that whenever we're not racing NPK, I'm going to be at all of his games.
Yep.
So we left Steele, Alabama, which is an 11-hour drive from my house. We left there at 8 o'clock that night after testing. I drove all night. I pulled into my house at 7:05 yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And his game was at 11:30 or 12. So
did you sleep or did you just?
I slept for 2.5 hours, something like that.
I was going to text you when I woke up and got on the road, but I was like, man, he might still be asleep.
It doesn't matter. I put my phone on silent, and I had tons of text messages when I woke up. But and I caught his game. He had 2 games. So and now he's got 2 more today. So I was tired, but I went to bed early last night and back on track today.
Yep. I mean, as long as you make it home, being tired.
How many times have we said, "Oh, I could make it," but it's not really need be.
Yeah.
It was need be last night. So and old Pete did amazing. So
it did its thing. It looked like it rode a lot smoother just following you.
It's ugly. It's ugly. Guys, we took the airbags off of that thing and put, I was just tired of having problems with them. And in my opinion, where ride height was on that, it needed a 2-inch shim in it
to raise it up.
To raise it up higher for ride height.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I drove that truck with the airbags tapped out all the way up, which made it not ride as good as what leaf springs do. So, and it was beating us up in the truck. Aaron always complained. Like literally, we've had the microwave fall off before. Every time she turned around, the fridge was open. And
it just wasn't worth it anymore.
It got to a point where it wasn't worth it to me.
Yeah.
So we put the springs back on the front, hooked up the airbags in the back to the factory leveling system. Rides pretty high now.
Riding good's the most important part.
But I don't even care. Look, it doesn't affect me at all that it rides 6 inches higher than what it should. Does not bother me a bit.
Nope. Don't even think about it, really.
Think about it.
Hadn't thought about it till we talked about it right now.
No, but I'll tell you what really sucked was we didn't think about the headlights being an issue. I couldn't really see that good, and everybody bright lighted me just because they thought my brights were on.
Yeah.
I mean, when you take something that is normally here and you put it here, and then the thing's riding like this down the highway now. Yeah. I really needed to adjust the headlights. And with those headlights, it's a weird deal. I took the covers off and tried to adjust them. You got to pull the whole headlight assembly out, adjust it, put it back in, and then see if it's okay.
I remember it kind of being a thing when we put them in there and we were like, man, that's probably fine.
Yeah, it's so stupid. So before we hit the road again, I have to adjust those. But I saw, I watched, I don't know, 5, 6 episodes. Once I started getting real tired, well, Erin had already passed out by then.
So you could just roll in.
Yeah, she went in the back. So after that, I turned the music up as loud as I want.
Yeah.
I can roll the windows down.
Watch some Walking Dead.
I watched like 6 episodes of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Then they killed Carl off.
Yeah. I didn't see that coming. I didn't know.
He got bit, man.
Yeah. I didn't figure they'd kill. I mean, seen it coming because he's a little big, but I didn't figure they'd kill him off.
Oh, Carl.
Yeah. Why, Carl?
Yeah.
Why?
A walker bit him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took him 2-3 days to change, though.
Really?
Yep. Everybody else, man, 5 minutes later, they're changing.
Oh, yeah.
Carl, though, he got to say bye to everybody.
Yeah.
And then he did himself in.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
He said, let me do it. He killed his mom. He may as well kill himself.
Yeah. That's kind of man shit there, man.
Yeah. No, he did good.
Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, everything did good. The whole brake setup that we did on the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was fine.
Good.
No issues yet. So it's a good little start, 20-hour round trip, 22-hour round trip.
Yep.
Cost a lot in fuel.
Oh, yeah.
Put $800 in that thing one time and it didn't fill it up.
Yeah, it definitely uses the fuel.
Yeah.
So if there's any of you
3 gallons, 3 miles per gallon, something like that.
Yeah. So if there's any of you trucking companies out there that need a write-off without having to buy a truck,
man,
we got a perfect spot on the MPK Murder Nova to put your logo. Yep. Holler at us, 187customs at themurdernova.com, and let's talk.
So, I don't know. I think that things are starting to wind down a little bit. We'll get the MPK car in here next week, get the headlights put in it, kind of figure out where we're at with all that. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to just sit in we're going to put it in the trailer and just ready.
Just sitting on G, waiting on O.
And we'll be testing that somewhere in the next couple of weeks.
Somewhere probably steel.
Yes, probably so.
Which
I'm okay with.
Oh, yeah.
Go out there and go real fast. All the times I don't have time to think throughout that pass.
Yep. Just go, what happened?
Yeah, I passed out. What happened?
Yep. So that will do it for this one. We were stoked to get the OG car out. It's always fun taking that car out. It was even better that it did so well. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. There will definitely be more videos of this car on small tires, hopefully soon. So as always, guys, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you have not already. Like the video, comment on the video, and help with that algorithm. And we will see you on the next video, guys.